Hello and welcome back to my Instagram series where I get people to teach me something. So today I'm joined by the beautiful Welshman that is Charlie Owen.
Hello, hello.
Hello, boss. All right,
Hello,
so
mate.
in its simplest form, tell me what you do for a living.
I help coaches grow on Instagram to attract new clients.
Amazing. So how did you first get into that?
So I started making personal development content online because it's something that would have helped me a lot. So I was going through a rough time in my life, and then instead of journaling it, I posted it online. And when I did this, a lot of other people jumped on, was asking for help, and then got inspiration from what I was posting. I was like, holy shit, this is great. And then grew an audience from there. And then a business coach messaged me and said, hey, do you do coaching? I was like, no, never heard of it. So I dove down the rabbit hole of coaching to find out like what this thing was. And turns out you can make an income through helping people and work for yourself. I was like, fuck, this sounds amazing. So I started coaching, posting a lot of content online. Then I realized the thing I loved the most was posting content online. And the thing most coaches hate is posting content online. So I operate in that narrow space of helping coaches get better with their content because I love content and most coaches hate content.
Amazing, amazing. So what would you say is the biggest pivot that you've had from personal development getting into sort of the content side of things?
The biggest pivot from when was this? Sorry, like back when I first started.
Yeah, yeah. So I know recently you've been posting a lot of relationship stuff, and that was maybe taking a little bit of a
Mm.
backseat a couple of months ago. So what was the pivotal time or that moment where you thought, Joe, I actually just love the content? Like, tell me more about that.
Yeah, so I was jumping on calls and I was in the relationship niche and I was great at posting content around it. I was getting millions of views every single day for months and I was getting clients. But then when I was coaching people, it was all around emotionally holding them through different situations. If they're going through a breakup, if they're arguing with their partner. And I found when people jumped on for relationship coaching, they're so reactive. It's when it's to a point when it's bad enough that they actually want to do something about it. And it comes with a lot of emotional weight, those situations. And I was doing calls like three, four, five calls a day, day after day. And I just felt exhausted afterwards. And I was like, there's something missing here. Like I'm working for myself, I've built my dream life, but I just feel so tired. But then people were messaging me asking for social media consulting around like helping them grow. And when I got off the calls with those people, I had so much energy. I was so excited. Like the passion was coming through my voice. And that made me fully realize like maybe what I want to do long term is the content stuff. It's not actually the coaching. Coaching
Yeah.
was just a stepping stone to get me working for myself, being able to work from home so that I can make an income for myself. But it wasn't ultimately what I wanted to do. And that made I got fully clear of that the last couple months to be like, this isn't actually what I want. I get to go all in on the content stuff. So that made me really aware like how much I was emotionally holding people and how drained I felt versus how energized I felt after helping people with their content.
Amazing. Yeah, that's one thing you definitely like find your passion spot, or you've found your passion spot now, which is great. So,
Yeah,
my
yeah.
next question is pretty much what you're going through right now. So, it was going to be, well, my question is, if you had to start a business over again, what are the three things that you do first? Now, I know you're going through it at the moment, but yeah,
Mm.
tell me more.
I would tune in to see what my talents are or what would I want my talents to be. So
Okay.
everyone must focus on your unfair advantage at the start. So if you are great at talking on camera, I was like, cool, go into making content, build a personal brand, get the opportunities that way. If you're great at networking in real life, but you hate talking on camera, okay, go do that. It's like find your unfair advantage and then find what you're fully passionate about. It's like, what would you love to do if you could do anything? It's like, cool. I want to help people make better content, for example. I'll talk into my situation. Cool. And I'm really good at making content as well. Those two kind of marry together. So I would just do some self discoveries like, what general direction do I want to head in? It's like, it doesn't have to be perfect. Like, I've changed directions so many times. I just take the steps. So I'd find a general direction I want to go in based on my skills and what I'm interested in.
Yeah.
And then, second of all, it really depends off the first thing you do. But then second of all, I just start working those skills, get the reps in, do it imperfectly. Like if you're going to start making content online, for example, chances are you're going to be shit. You're going to be terrible at making content. I was so bad at making content, but it was something I was so wanting to get better at. So I just put the reps in. So after that, I would just do reps of the thing that's going to help you move towards that, even if you don't know how it's going to get you there. Just do the reps in that. And then
Mm,
third of all, I would surround myself with the right people. It's like get around the people that are already doing what you want to do and are ahead of you. Because when people are ahead of you, they want to help you out. They want to give you advice. So it's like surround yourself with those people so you can feel that it is actually possible.
amazing. So just as a caveat to that, how did you find those types of people that you wanted to piggyback on with and surround yourself with? Like, how did you find the people that were right for you?
So I moved my physical environment. So I grew up in North Wales, small town, not a lot going on there. You know what that's like. And
Yeah.
then I moved over to Australia. And then I moved to Airlie Beach, which is still a small town in North Australia. Not a lot going on there. I moved to Brisbane, a bit more going on there, but it's very everyone's 9 to 5. Whereas like, oh, it still doesn't feel like me. Like I don't know many business people here. And then I went down to the Gold Coast and there was so many entrepreneurial people and they really aligned with my values. So I was like, this is where I need to be. So I really tuned in, like, these are my people. So I went there, started going to business events, networking events, things like that. People like meeting people online. The joy of building a personal brand is people reach out to you because they're like, holy shit, he's doing something. Like he's got an audience and they reach out to you. Then you get so many opportunities from that. So the biggest thing for me was changing my physical location to a place where it was more likely for me to meet these people and then
Mhm.
building up a personal brand so I get way more opportunities.
Amazing, amazing. Um, just on the personal brand thing as well, just assume that I know nothing about personal brand, right? Tell me more about personal brand and what it actually is and what it means to you.
Yeah, so when you think of brand, you think of these big companies like Apple and McDonald's and Adidas, things like this. And you know, like branding is important for them. Whenever you go on Red Bull's Instagram page, you don't see any Red Bulls. You don't see any of their products. You get the feeling that comes with it. Whereas personal brand is every single individual has a personal brand. It's how you portray yourself to the outside world, how other people perceive you. And it's like you can engineer that to what you want people to know about you. How do you want to be perceived from other people? It's like you can be strategic, be like, cool, I want to be the charismatic guy that calls people out on their shit and provides the best content around helping people grow on social media. It's like you get to choose what you want to be and then intentionally put that out there. So in terms of personal branding, it's like how you want to be perceived. And you can grow that through social channels, obviously.
Yeah, sick, sick. One of my last questions as well. Again, maybe veering on the coaching side of things. So, do you feel like it's hard to live up to your online persona in private?
Yeah, I had that when because everything you share online, especially I was sharing a lot around relationship stuff. So I was posting like do these 5 things to reconnect after an argument, 4 signs your relationship's gonna last. Here's how to deepen your intimacy. And then I'd be posting that stuff sometimes when Mia and I have just argued. Mia and I haven't had sex in a week. Like I was feeling disconnected in my relationship while posting about how to feel connected in your relationship. So that can play out. But just knowing like overall, we're great. We know how to rebuild after conflict. We know how to reconnect and sharing those skills. So it's like it can feel a bit disjointed where you feel the imposter syndrome of I'm helping people with their mindset, but I feel fucking depressed at the moment. It's like it's okay. It's having the tools to bounce back from that and sharing that with people. So I have felt it in the moment and it's just reflecting, like reminding myself that I do have the tools to make this great.
Yeah, yeah. It's sort of like an integrity piece as well, isn't it? Like
Mm.
it's hard to say things in the moment or say things online and then try back it up in your private life. I feel like that's what has stumped me in the past and stumped a lot of other creators that I know too. But
Yeah, it's
yeah,
that identity likes reality as well. It's like you can do all these things, like everything feels normal. When someone tries to share information online, they're like, who cares about this information? Because it's so normal to us, right? But it's like us 3 years ago really needed to hear this, but we forget about that person because it's normal to us now, right?
yeah,
So it's like identity can like reality by so far. Like your reality is you're this guy who coaches people around relationships or social media, but my identity can feel like that little boy that got to Australia yesterday, you know? That's
yeah,
feeling
100,
lost, that's feeling stuck.
100%. Totally resonate with that. All right, Charlie Owen, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for
Thank you very
joining.
much, bro.
Where can people find you?
Charlie Owen Coach on Instagram.
Sweet. Cheers, brother.
Thank you, bro.